Chapter 6. A Quiet Kindness. The morning after the wedding was quieter than Elsia had imagined. She woke and lay still, gazing up at the canopy above the bed. An unfamiliar room. The guest chamber prepared for her. And still, she felt calm. Nothing had happened the night before. That, too, was what she had expected. And somehow, a faint emptiness lingered. It was a marriage made by contract, after all. Leviathan had not come any closer than necessary. He had only said, "Rest today," and then gone to another room. As she watched his back disappear, she remembered the small tightening that had settled in her chest. It's better this way. She gently pressed the feeling down and rose from the bed. After she changed, the scent of breakfast drifted in from the corridor. A soft knock. "Milady, if you are awake, breakfast is ready." An older maid stood outside the door. Her voice was gentle, careful, but not distant. "Thank you. I'll be there shortly." The words came out before she had time to think. The maid blinked once, then smiled. "Please, take your time." There was no judgment in her tone. No quiet measuring. That alone felt new. When Elsia entered the dining room, she paused. It wasn't extravagant. But it wasn't bare, either. Fresh bread. Warm soup. Seasonal fruit. The meal wasn't meant to impress. Only to comfort her. This feels peaceful. Leviathan was already seated across from her, a cup of tea cooling at his side. He looked up as she approached. "Did you sleep well?" "Yes. Thank you." Just a few words. And yet, the air around them felt settled. "You don't need to force yourself to finish," he added. "I was told your stomach is sensitive." She froze for a moment. "How did you know?" "It was written in the notes that came with the contract." His answer was calm. She couldn't help but wonder how carefully he had read them. During the meal, Leviathan spoke little. And yet, when her plate was empty, another dish appeared. Smaller, lighter. She wasn't hurried. She wasn't watched. The quiet of the room seemed to whisper, "You're allowed to be here." After breakfast, he showed her around the manor. "There's no need to remember everything at once. If you get lost, ask the staff." "All right." The library. The greenhouse. A small inner courtyard. Everything was in order. And somehow, it all felt gentle. The courtyard, in particular, felt strangely gentle. The barriers feel calm. She sensed it, though she said nothing. She was no expert. Only sensitive. Later, she returned to the guest chamber. Sunlight filtered through the curtains. The bed had been neatly made. A book she didn't remember bringing lay on the side table. It no longer felt like a room meant for only one night. Is this really all right? She hadn't meant to speak aloud. Yes. Leviathan stood by the door. It is your place. For now. After a brief pause, he added quietly, I will have another room prepared for you later. One that suits you. And that was all he said. In the afternoon, a servant brought new clothes and a light cloak. The wind is still cool outside. It was early spring. She couldn't remember the last time someone had worried about her. For such a simple reason. I'm being treated as a wife. In the evening, she met Leviathan again in the courtyard. Is anything troubling you? No. Everyone has been very kind. After a small hesitation, she added, I will try not to trouble anyone. Leviathan frowned slightly. Trouble? Yes. He let out a quiet breath. You don't need to think that way here. His voice was low, steady. You are my wife. That is all that matters. There was no further explanation. But the words settled in her chest, solid and certain. That night, the manor was astonishingly still. No restless magic. No sense of watchfulness. As if there were nothing here to fear. Without quite knowing why, Elsia drifted into sleep. For the first time in a long while, without holding on to any worry at all.